How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? And welcome back to the Enclave, South Africa's premier firearms education channel. Today we are back with Module 5, Malfunctions and Maintenance for the self-loading rifle or carbine business purpose. This is quite a fun section, to be honest. I always enjoy the malfunctions and maintenance. So we start off with a misfire. So a misfire is generally a failure of the round to fire after the primer has been struck. Now, this can happen for a few reasons. There could be a light primer strike. There can be a dud primer altogether. There can be a lack of powder. It could be wet powder. It could be a bunch of reasons that cause the round to just simply not go off. The immediate action to this is to tap, rack, and assess. In rifles, all we do is a rack and assess. Sorry. So yeah, that makes that a little bit quicker and simpler. We move on to hang fire. This is extremely uncommon. Yeah, it's the likelihood of you seeing it, unless you're shooting a lot of vintage rifles with a lot of vintage ammunition, is pretty slim to none. But yeah, basically what happens is the primer is struck and there is a delay of about anywhere up to 5 seconds. And then the round goes bang and the bullet flies towards whatever the muzzle of the firearm is pointed at that point. And that tends to be the problem with that, is that you have the pop, nothing, people will move the rifle around, do whatever, and then bang. Like I say, it's extremely rare. The likelihood of you ever seeing it is slim to none, but it is a possibility. There, the firearm will be ready to use again. I mean, it should cycle as normal and you'll be fine. But if you are in a high pressure situation and you have a round that doesn't go off, just again, rack and assess. It is easier to just get a new round in there. Your life is not worth a £5 bullet, you know? Get that thing out of there and just get a new fresh one in. Squib Load. So, also quite an uncommon one, but with reloaded ammunition, it's not impossible. I do apologize if you guys have been hearing like a whistling sound in the background. It's pressure sterilizers depressurizing. I do apologize for that. I'm not too sure if the mic has picked it up. I guess I will see in editing. I realized into the video already that I was stupid and I basically started releasing the pressure, came back and started recording a video, not thinking that that hissing was going to be going off for the next few minutes while it depressurizes, you know? Anyways, it is what it is. So, Squib Load, basically the round develops less than normal pressure. This can be from a lack of powder, once again, damp powder. There's a few different things that can cause a lack of pressure buildup. If the bullet is not seated firmly enough, gases can actually escape out of the neck of the cartridge around the actual round itself. That can also cause a reduction in obviously pressure going into the back of the round. And what will happen then is the bullet itself will get stuck somewhere in the barrel. It will not have enough force to push itself past the rifling and actually exit the barrel of the firearm. What you want to do in that situation is stop firing. You do not want to fire another round. And you want to use your cleaning rod and hammer or a rock or something and just give a couple of taps. It'll pop the bullet out the chamber and you'll be fine. No problem. If you really can't get it out, worst case scenario, you've got to take it to a gunsmith. But once again, for business purposes, this is not really going to be something that you're going to have to deal with. That's going to be your boss's problem, really, at the end of the day. So, moving on to the malfunction drill. I do apologize if this is loud, but the mic is right here and the action is going to be right next to it, so it is what it is. So in the event of a malfunction, we are going to rack and assess. So quite simply, that's it, rack and back on target, and we can carry on firing. If we then have another click or whatever, I would recommend doing a little bit of a further inspection. It doesn't help to sit and rack forever if rounds aren't feeding. You'll actually see in the CR21 video that we did that there we were having a magazine feeding issue where the spring wasn't actually pushing the rounds up. So it wasn't able to catch the round and push it forward into the chamber. So I was standing there for a good few cycles, just going, hoping for this thing to pick it up. When in actuality, I should have removed the mag, given it a bit of a tap, put it back in, try it again, like sitting there racking forever. If you've got a genuine feeding issue with your magazine, you're going to rack there and for the rest of your life, which could be quite short. So yeah, that's quite simply the rack and assess procedure. We move on to point of aim. So with any firearm, be it a rifle, be it a shotgun, be it a handgun, the most logical and most effective area to aim for is center mass. So the torso, preferably in the center, right sort of where the microphone is sitting, where I don't want to touch, right about there. That way, you're a little bit to the left, you're a little bit to the right, you're a little bit up, you're a little bit down. You're still hitting things of importance, you're still hitting the vital organs, things that are going to bring the threat to a stop more quickly. And that, at the end of the day, is what we are trying to do. Rifle craft. This is handling of a rifle. If you've got it on a sling, if you're just carrying it in your hands, it is just the way you handle a rifle. It's the way you operate your rifle. Very important. Like I say, you've got to absolutely know your weapon, whatever weapon it may be it for sport, be it for self-defense, be it for business purpose. You want to know your weapon. It is absolutely important to practice and, yeah, basically make sure that you know your firearm. You've got to be able to do things like what I'm about to show you, which is the rapid reload. So what we're going to do is remove the empty magazine, discard it, bring in a new magazine, insert it, and continue to fire. So remove the magazine, done. That wasn't me trying to be quick, it was me trying to demonstrate, but you can do it quite quickly if you don't drop the magazine like I just did there. So yeah, is what it is. Things like that shouldn't happen. I'll be real with you. I haven't handled this thing in a good few years. I used to know it like the back of my hand. Now I'm a handgun guy. Now rifles are for fun at the range, I haven't really gotten into the whole sport shooting aspect yet. I think then we will get much more familiar with rifles. But anyways, I'm gonna leave that in there. You guys can laugh. I'll leave that blooper right in there of the magazine, just bam, right to the floor. Finally, we get to the transitioning between rifle and pistol. We will get into that on video. I will do actual videos with my camera person standing recording me, and I will show you all the transitions with slings, all those sort of things. It is very difficult for me to do that with a static camera, making sure everything's in focus. And yeah, so we will get into those, but yeah, just go through it in the book, practice it with your firearms, like I say, and it will become second nature. That is pretty much that. We finally move on to module 6, mindset and awareness, that we will get to next. But yeah, that is pretty much that. So if you feel like I missed anything or you have anything to add or you have any questions, please feel free to comment them down below. I will absolutely answer every single one of them. If you got more time, maybe check out another video here at the end. Otherwise, we will see you next time. Peace out.